I definitely can't get that stupid freaking mascot out of my head. God.
Yeah.
Joe, he won't Joe.
Yeah, that's what he says.
And then right after that, he turns his head over his shoulder and he says,
"Hey, come here and check this out."
No.
He just drops his voice all suddenly. Oh, good shit.
This triangle's creepy. But soon enough, even though he wasn't able to see it initially, Mr. Russo is able to identify the source of this strange voice, and what he discovers is remarkable. Really is.
Just then, this 3 to 4 foot creature walked into the circle of light and just so confidently beckoned me, "Here! Here!" Looked right at me. I didn't know what it was. Possibilities started going through my mind. It's a kid dressed up for Halloween. And then I realized that's no toddler.
No, it's not.
A toddler?
It's not a toddler in a bog on Halloween night. But he is.
what the fuck did it say to him?
Play the next soundboard clip. That's what it said.
Here! Here!
Here?
Gear. Is his name Gary?
Gear. Gordo. Gord.
Here!
Here.
Here!
You know,
Sounds
if
like
these things
beer.
offered me beer, that's probably how they'd get me.
Beer. That's what he's saying. Beer.
Yeah.
Beer. I need
I'm like,
beer.
oh shit, where? Okay.
Just a homeless guy.
Well, they're
Just a homeless
tricksters.
guy.
Hey, what?
Well-
You have to be homeless to like beer now?
No, but I mean
no.
that's what he would say if he really wanted a beer. He would say,
I see.
Here!
beer.
Oh, I thought he was
Here.
offering. Okay.
I'm hearing gear
Pukwudgie.
though. Actually,
Gear.
We-
A cure. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
They told us Pukwudgie has to trick people into coming with him. So I don't know, maybe he's offering him beer or gears or whatever. Metal Gear. Solid.
He's offering him gear like amps and shit.
Yeah.
he loves gear.
Yeah. Yeah. For his
Yeah.
band.
He loves
Sure.
gear.
For when he plays the pool hall of Champion Olympics later. Well, but something we learned recently in the old Chupacabra episode, that a little monster, just because you run a little monster, it could be anything. It could be monkeys. It could be tigers, right, Rob?
Oh yeah.
They could be vicious monkeys or could be tigers.
Yeah, it could be anything when you're seeing these little things. So what
Yeah,
the-
they sound like tigers to me. Gear.
Yeah, gear, meow. But what does...
Oh, that'd be cute.
Here! Here!
Aw.
Aw, now
cute
if I think
little
of
guy.
kittens, like little cats.
Let's see.
See, that would trick me too. Damn it! Look, I got fooled
Oh,
twice
it could
already.
be a
you guys.
beer, it could be a cat, it could be...
We're gonna have to
over
stick
here, I'm a
together and-
pedophile. It could be anything.
Hey,
Well-
come over here and check this out.
Let's see what Russo says, the idea that, I don't know, it could be vicious monkeys, it could be tigers.
This thing didn't look like a beaver, it didn't look like a muskrat, it didn't look like a fox, it didn't look like a bear. All of those things we've seen here in the Hockomock Swamp area, we've got those things. It was none of those things. Just appeared to be friendly, but if you buy into the Pukwudgie myths, that's how they get you. And then they snap you up.
Oof.
Oh my god!
They snap you up?
Like,
Did you hear that? I'm trying to figure out, did he say, do you believe in the myth of the Pukwudgie or the myth of the Pukwudgie? What do
probably
you think?
the myth. I would think myth
All right.
because
What
no
do you
one's
think he
mentioned
says,
myth.
Rob?
I mean, I hope he says the mist of the Pukwudgie doesn't make any sense at all. So I hope he says
We'll
the
play
myth.
the next soundboard clip because I think he says the mist of the Pukwudgie.
But if you buy into the Pukwudgie myths, that's how they get you.
myth.
Yeah.
No, I think he just said myths. Myths.
He's got like
Mist.
kind of a lisp. He
Mist.
can't do THs. It's all that pool.
It's a very silent th. It almost does sound
mist.
like
Mist.
yeah,
Yeah.
like mist.
But if you buy into the Pukwudgie myths, that's how they get you.
The mist.
Oh, I hear
mist.
mist more now.
M-I-S-S.
The mist.
Oh, the
man.
female Pukwudgies.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
kind of like the
mist.
female
Ooh,
dogs are.
check
Okay,
it
okay.
out.
Well, whatever it is, it's not good. And now we're going to hear about some of these abilities that others may consider unnatural.
They have a reputation of using balls of light to lead you further and further into the woods just to get you lost, or maybe to have some real nasty fun and make you walk off a cliff.
Avoiding their enticements is the only way to survive an encounter with this trickster troll.
Yeah, it's just like the
You want a
natural selection
real
crypto.
nasty
Like
fun is
you You like the shining lights? Follow them off a cliff.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they just, every time someone falls off a cliff, someone was like, it's got to be the Pukwudgie. Like, how's
That's what makes...
Unless there's a witness, how do you know?
Selfies.
Who's...
Because people try to take pictures at the edges of cliffs all the time now.
Yeah, he appears floating over a cliff for people to take a selfie, and then they fall off, something like that.
Yeah, he stands over
up there.
He stands over by the cliff, and he just goes,
Hey, come here and check this out.
Like, whoa.
And then they look over the edge, and he just fucking gives a little push.
Oh man, that was good. Damn it!
All right, we got to get back though. We got our boy over there, Mr. Russo. So he runs into this thing, and he sees it. So what do? If you run into this thing's a trickster. How does one escape a trickster?
I was scared. If you see something that isn't human in the middle of the night and it talks to you and you're bigger than it, you're still scared. We just made a big, big, big circle around it and we didn't look back.
Oh, okay, that's it. You just walk a big circle around.
Just go around him.
That's it? Well, I mean, if you do that to like a scorpion or something, that won't work.
Yeah,
right?
You can't go around a snake. I mean, we're in snake territory, too, so don't try pulling that on a snake. They're going to get you.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I can be bigger than...
Just because you're bigger.
Mountain lion. Yeah.
But he does... But, I mean, what am I saying? He got away. That's how he did it. He just
That's
walked away
Yeah,
from Pukwudgie. But he did
Maybe
try to
it
trick
just
him in
got
there.
word.
So what do you do if you're Bill Russo? And now, congratulations, you have successfully evaded the Pukwudgie. He tells us what you have to do afterward.
When I got home after the encounter, made a big pot of coffee, kept that coffee company all night. One cup after another, reliving the whole thing. Should I have talked to it? Should I have gone up to it? What was it? What did it say? And here's what it said. My best translation. We want you. We, not me. Meaning there were more.
We want you.
And an orgy happening. They're
I thought he was
fighting him.
I thought he was going to follow it up with like, we want you to stay
join
away
the
from
Navy?
our land or something. I don't know.
We want you. Show us the way.
Yeah, maybe they're just lost.
It almost was.
Yeah. Well, this, I mean, it sounds a lot like there's human spirits, or maybe not human spirits, but I've heard stories of like ghosts and whatnot that kind of do that. Like they'll take on the form of kids, and other kids will get kind of like, like, oh, hey, come play with us. So like, okay, and then they get either drowned or let off a cliff also. But maybe that's that shit.
That's fucked
Yeah,
up.
and they mentioned that this thing was a shapeshifter in that earlier. They didn't touch on it on here. They're just taking Bill Russo's description. And I will say this Monsters and Mysteries, they got some pretty good recreations of stuff. Pretty well done. Pretty creepy. The monster looks good.
I like it.
He's really creepy. Go watch it on Dailymotion. But we're... It kind of, those things are creepy, man. It's like, one of us. We want you. There's many of them. Like, he had a good experience.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I liked how
that's a good experience.
I liked how he said he kept his coffee company all night. That was like a great phrase.
That's a weird way to put it. Yeah,
he kept
should be a good writer.
Coffee company all night.
This guy plays pool, and he's a cool writer. Man.
He kept that pool table company for most of that initial interview. I think everything he has given sentience to it. It could have been a tree he was talking to. Everything has a consciousness to him, which is a nice kind of way to live.
Yeah,
I like it. I tend to do that. I talk to myself all the time and to things that are not alive. And,
I'm so tired. Couchy, it's so good to see you. Take your shoesies off. And...
I mean, everything. There's some things out there that talk that you wouldn't expect them to talk, right?
Good point. That's true.
Yeah.
But this one even has just these weird rules too. Like he's got to trick you, and he couldn't trick Bill Russo though. So props to him. But unfortunately, we're nearing the end of this remarkable Russo rendezvous. That sounds good. With this Pukwudgie. But he leaves us with a lot. I'm telling you, he leaves us at the end here with a lot to think about. Let's get real.
There is something out in that swamp. We live in an area that used to be all swamp, and it's being filled in, and at some point, they're going to shrink it down to nothing, and things are going to come out.
Wait, what?
They're going to shrink
it down to nothing, and then things come out.
So
I
this
mean,
is a good.
I know what he's saying. But...
Well, this is a good point. Now, erosion of our haunted vortex swamps is an important issue that not a lot of people are talking about. Now, I want to know right now. I want you guys on the record. All right, you're on my record right now. Where do you guys stand? Do you want to flush out the monsters of our haunted swamps, or do you want their habitat to be protected and to stay intact? Drea Mora, where do you stand?
Are you asking me if I want them to drain the swamp? I think it's good right now to kind of keep it. It's like anything. When you have coyotes that are coming out of their territory because we're building in there, give them a place to stay so that they don't come and fuck our shit up.
Okay, what about you, Rob? You want to get these monsters out of there, keep eroding away on our natural triangles?
I don't think so, man. I'm not about that. I think they should protect them. That should be the opposite. Because there still needs to be some things out there that are not, that we can't explain. Like, if we try to explain everything, that's no fun. Because,
you know, they like to be kind of like a secret.
And if you break out the truth about all of those things, then there's no mystery left in the world. That's kind of lame.
That and it's nature.
And it's nature, and leave him alone.
Leave him alone. Jeez, leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Who besides our prisoners and feeble-minded do we want to stick in this crazy place anyway? Just leave it as it is. It's doing a fine job of just being a creepy Hockonock swamp with this thing. We don't want this thing running around. We got enough weird stuff flying around us all the time. Could be Chewbacca's. Ever seen a Chewbacca? I haven't. Speaking of which, let's hear that clip now. We've been hearing so many weird ones. Let's give me this one.
I can't believe I was that close to a ride. Have you ever seen a Chewbacca?
Yeah, that's what all
that
our
was my
kids
other
say.
favorite. Oh man, I'm so glad we have that clip now.
To give a little background, I wanted on the main show. We did a little Rod update on the Patreon episode, and that kid had a Rod by. Oh, did you ever see Chewbacca? Very distracted child.
I can't believe I was that close to a ride. Have you ever seen a Chewbacca?
It's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? Rods. Chewbacca. I love it. Maybe lightsabers? Is that the connection?
Look, no, it's not. But we got to keep these monsters. I say let these monsters have their place. I like that guy's point that these swamps are getting eroded, and you heard all the scary stuff I had listed earlier. Ghost truckers. This guy, Pukwudgie.
These ghost truckers need a freaking swamp to stay in. Like, that's their natural habitat.
Yeah. Well, there's another guy who has some experiences too. Now, Bill Russo, he's not the only Triangle man that has encounters with Pukwudgie in the Hockomock Swamp. Here's the story of a man named Andrew Lake.
On a night in 2008, Andrew Lake joined a paranormal group exploring the Hockomock Swamp area for ghosts.
It was the New England Ghost Project. They're one of the few groups that actually works with a psychic. Their psychic wanted to see if she could contact any of the Indian spirits that haunt the woods and so on and so forth.
The search was coming up empty when things suddenly changed.
While I was videotaping this, their psychic started thrashing about and acting like she was being attacked.
Her thrashing was so loud, members of the team had to hold her down.
Whoa! This is wild.
Damn.
This is
holy shit.
Totally wild. So like he said, he's the cameraman and he's joining this paranormal team and their psychic starts freaking the F out.
Yeah. Jeez. So you have to be psychic to be attacked by these things too?
Well, did you hear about
go for it?
Did you hear he mentioned that, like, well, this team had a psychic. Not a lot of these teams out here have a psychic. Well, maybe not a lot of these teams have a psychic on their para team because they keep freaking out like this whenever you take them into the creepy triangle.
Yeah, it's sketchy. That's pretty sketchy right there.
Oh, they
and
knew.
I gotta ask. This group was called New England Ghost Project. Does anyone know these guys? I know maybe if you're listening from the Ghost Hunt New England, we'd love to talk to anybody involved in this. Maybe the psychic herself. Who is she? I don't really know from watching
I would
this.
love to hear from her.
So this guy, Andrew Lake, so he's filming all this. It's crazy. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like almost like America's Funniest. The woman just starts like, wah, ah, and everyone just starts, all these dudes just come from out of frame, and while she's freaking out, they start tackling her. But hey, they do. They have tackle the psychic woman that's with them. But what does this have to do?
Oh God, that normally I'm so used to that clip, but just because of the context, like now I got creeped out again for that voice.
Yeah, I think that actually scared the moth off instead. That was fun.
Good.